My guest is Graham White. He's in two different bands, Yesterday's Fate as well as the Kerri Tales. What I want to know is does he have time? Because he also has a daytime job. Welcome to Small Talk.
People come from all walks of life. They all have lives they lead. Any and all are welcome here to come and chat with me.
Hi, everyone. Welcome to the show. Well, my guest today is Graham White, and I was trying to think how am I going to introduce him. So we decided it would be through a friend of a friend, something like that. So Graham, welcome to the show.
Thanks, Nancy. Happy to be here. And yes, a mutual friend of a friend of a friend, I guess.
Pamela.
Pamela, yes, that's right. From Big Records, yes.
Yeah, for sure. Now, I know you're involved very much in music, right?
Absolutely. Yeah, I've got a couple original bands going. The Kerri Tales, Yesterday's Fate. Yeah, I've been performing musician for about 30 years now. So.
Oh, okay. So you're the one that set up both of those bands or brought both of those bands together?
Yeah, I'm part of one of the originators of both bands. One of them is based here out of the Kerri Tales is based out of Vancouver Island here. And then Yesterday's Fate, the other band I was a co-founder of. We have a couple members from Vancouver Island here in BC. And then the other member, the singer, is actually in Belfast in Northern Ireland.
Oh, wow. Well, that must be fascinating.
It is, yeah. We're basically a virtual band. I mean, right? We're just basically writing online and doing the best we can. So we haven't toured too much, but it's been a lot of fun.
So now, are you like, what do you do in the band? Are you the singer, or do you play guitar? What is your role?
Yeah, I'm the keyboard player, co-writer of songs, keyboards, and background vocals.
So because there's two different bands, do you play the same style of music, or is it different styles per band?
It's a little bit different. Yeah, the Kerri Tales, we have a Kerri. Shannon is our lead singer, so obviously a female vocalist. We have Damien Pipes as our male vocalist for the Yesterday's Fate. So yeah, the genres are a little bit different. Yesterday's Fate tends to be a little bit more hard vintage rock and roll, if you will. Kerri Tales tend a little bit more quirky music. Maybe we tend to jump around genres a little bit, everything from disco to kind of chill music, maybe a little bit lighter rock, if you will.
Right. Now, what you like, I believe I read that you're into a lot of the British music. Is that right?
Yeah, we're huge. We were massively Pink Floyd fans. Jim Cranevelt, the guitar player, and I used to be in a Pink Floyd tribute band. So, we're showing our age a little bit here, Nancy. But yeah, I mean, we're basically, I was a huge influenced by the Beatles, the Who. But yeah, I mean, we still love a lot of more modern music as well. But the British invasion scene in the 60s were huge influences.
You said you were with the tribute band for Pink Floyd. Did you ever perform out in Chilliwack?
No, we never did, actually. We almost did. We played Langley. We played, a few places around the Lower Mainland, but mostly we toured up and down Vancouver Island. So yeah, never made it to Chilliwack.
Okay, so when did you, sorry, maybe in the future, when did you first get interested in music? What age?
Oh man, I think, well, as a listener, I think from the age of 8, my parents used to play everything from Neil Diamond to the Beatles to Supertramp. But as a musician, yeah, I think when I was a teenager, basically started playing drums first because that just looked really cool and made a lot of noise, drove my parents nuts with that for a while. But I also had taken piano lessons when I was a kid. So, I mean, that kind of led from there. And then, frankly, keyboard players just make more money than drummers. So, I mean, I went for that. I'm kidding. I'm absolutely kidding.
I was just wondering, why would that be?
No real reason. Yeah, no, the keyboards were just fun from a songwriting point of view. I think that was the coolest thing, I kind of got into like, wow, how does song structures work? And, it's a lot easier to do and compose, obviously, on a piano. Than a drum kit, although you can do some great beats and things. But yeah, that's basically how I got started. Sort of late teens, I guess.
Right. Now, how did you get involved with Rise Up or get into that organization?
Oh, yeah, with Big Records. So that's fairly new with us. They're a label out of Vancouver. Mark Rosner is sort of the lead of that. He's been in the business for a really long time. We just joined up with them about 6 months ago, and that's how we know Pamela, obviously. So that's been, really, really good so far. because it's really tough to be an indie band these days, you know, in the sense of trying to get exposure. It's easy to get your music out. It's easy to put up videos, but to get recognition and that kind of thing.
Right.
So yeah, their idea with Rise Up TV is really cool. You basically tour around with other bands. They're filming it. You know, we're waiting for COVID to slow down a bit so we can actually join the tour, get going with it. But yeah, Big Records has been really good for us so far.
I just want to let the audience know that we're talking about Pamela Harbar, who I interviewed just a short while ago. So, and she has such a strong desire to help musicians, right? And independent.
Oh, great. Bands. Yeah, they've been super so far. I mean, everything from film, TV, touring, you know, trying to get more plays on YouTube, Spotify, you name it. I mean, that's what every indie band is trying to achieve. And sometimes you just need help. So you want to work with people who are in marketing and in the business, which is great.
And she's helping me with this, like giving me references, you know, or people to connect with for interviews. So that's a win for when we were talking about, that's a win-win for all of us, you know?
Exactly. Yeah, no, that's right. And yeah, other indie bands out there, you might want to check them out for sure.
Absolutely. Now, I know you, I believe you have a daytime job that isn't to do with music. Is that right?
Yeah, you know, that's the deal, right? You know, it's tough for musicians these days. You know, I feel bad for a lot of my friends who work a lot in the industry and, you know, the weekend shows and everything else. So I know they're doing their best. So we're hoping that things open up. But yeah, I do. I actually teach at university, at Vancouver Island University, information technology. So I'm kind of a computer geek by day and then hopefully a cool musician by night. So.
Well, that sounds good. Well, you know, I've heard of CPAs being musicians, so, or, you know.
Yeah. Well, they tend to get into death metal, I think, Nancy. I think, you know, dealing with numbers all day, you got to do something different, right? So.
Yeah, for sure. It sounds really good, actually, to do the both. Nice balance for you in your life, right? Yeah,
totally. It's been great.
Yeah. So now you said, I think you said that you also write songs, correct?
Yeah, both bands are original projects. We collaborate on the songwriting a lot. Even if Damien over in Belfast, it's not too hard these days to do Zoom and so on. So yeah, basically we try and compose things and, you know, we do a few covers of you know, songs just to get some recognition and because we love the bands that we're, you know, covering. But yeah, for the most part, we're writing our own music.
Right. I just want to apologize because I sort of jumped out of place, you know, music. Then your other job and back to music. So
it's all right. It's all good.
Good. It's all good. All right. Because my brain sort of, you know, goes quirky too, you know.
Yeah.
Not too. I didn't mean that you were. Sorry.
Sorry. Oh no, I don't mind. Hey, I've been called worse, you know. So.
So when you're not working or when you're not writing music, what do you do? If anything,
oh, yeah, tons of traveling. Well, when we can, tons of camping. You know, obviously we're here on the island, so it's a great place to go up and down and see things. You know, mountain biking, things like that. You know, used to do that pretty intense. Not so much now, but yeah, I mean, just outdoor stuff, I guess, right? Camping, biking, that kind of thing.
Right. Yeah. So now I heard at recent BC things are starting to open up a little bit. Like for the gymnasiums and stuff like that. Is that going to be happening on the island? And
yeah, as far as I know, yeah, I think so. I think hopefully this week, or I've heard it's starting to anyway. So I think it's looking a little better.
So if that's my thought, and I'm just wondering whether you agree or disagree, if that's opening, why not more music venues? Because we need music, we need entertainment when things are so bad, right?
Well, that's my hope as well. Yeah, especially because, you know, if you're like I say, a lot of my buddies and they're really great musicians and they put on great shows and that's part of their livelihood, right? So yeah, I agree. I hope so too. The faster the better. You know, even half capacity is better than nothing. But yeah, I hope, you know, like we all do, I'm sure we're hoping to get some more normalcy.
Like we're in the same spot, whereas, you know, obviously we can do this online, which is all fine. And it's great actually that we can. But it's not the same as being in person. So for performers, I know I've done stage work. I know that you feed off of that audience, right?
Oh, totally. Yeah. I mean, it's always better. Great. You know, if you get a couple hundred people out to a show or more, it's you get that energy and it's everything else. So, and you know, I don't like going to places where there's not live music really, you know, I'd like to see bands, even if it's just a solo act or whatever, it's great. So.
Yeah, I'm just hoping for all, you know, all the music world and all the entertainment world that they can be back out there and start doing what they do so well.
Exactly.
for your band and your bands included. By the way,
Yeah.
speaking of that now, how do you balance? Like, has it ever happened that you've accidentally booked both bands the same time, same evening?
No, we've been lucky that way because with Damien being in Northern Ireland, like I say, we haven't toured with that band very much. He came over and did a few shows with us about 4 or 5 years ago. The plan was to go to Europe actually to do some festivals there, and so obviously with things going on, we've had to kind of delay that. So no, we're kind of lucky that way. We have a sort of a built-in safety mechanism that he's so far away from us that it's pretty tough for us to do shows on the spur of the moment. So yeah, everything's so planned out, and yeah, so right now everything's just on hold, but we're possibly looking at doing a show for the Kerri Tales in Port Alberni in the spring, April,
Right.
May. And I know Big Records is trying to get Rise Up on the island again. There's been a few delays in that, and a lot of it weather and everything else. So hopefully in the spring, we'll get those shows going.
Are you the one that booked the gigs?
We did our own, and we, especially when we did all our tribute bands, yeah, we did. We took care of all of that. We were basically our own agents in a way. And we will be for some of our shows coming up as well. And then whatever we do with Big Records, they have a division of that company that takes care of that. So yeah, a little bit of both.
Right. Now, other than with the Kerri Tales, are you all very close to each other?
Yeah. Well, some of us are based in Nanaimo, a couple in Port Alberni, so it's not too bad. Basically we'll bounce around between the two cities in a way, just to do practices and everything else. And we're pretty fortunate. Our guitar player Jim's got an awesome studio, and his company Imagination FX does sound and media production. So he's got the biggest and best man cave I've ever seen in my life. So that's kind of where we usually rehearse, just because all the equipment's there. So we're pretty fortunate that way.
Okay, good. I don't want to ask you about any of the members of the band because I want to have them on, all of you together.
For sure.
You're right. I don't know how we would do with the other band with somebody in Ireland. That would be quite interesting.
We could do it, yeah. Just he's a bit of a night owl, so you never know.
Okay. Yeah, no, I've interviewed people in England, and my son lives in China. He's been on the show, so
wow.
I know it's an adjustment, but and I will be interviewing somebody in India. He suggested that I start at 5 a.m. my time, and I said, no way.
I don't even know what that looks like, Nancy.
Well, I'm up. I'm awake at that time. I'm usually up early, but certainly not ready to be doing an interview,
No, yeah, that's two things right there. No.
Yeah, because not everybody gets the time difference. I don't think he even thought about it, right?
Yeah.
I always make sure if I want to talk to my son, I have to go, what time is it in Shanghai?
Yeah, exactly.
So yeah, imagine you do the same thing, right? When you
want totally. Yeah, we have to plan ahead. It's not too bad. I think he's 8 hours ahead of us. So, even at 8 o'clock his time, it's noon for us. So we can make it work pretty good. Yeah,
for sure. So, okay. So now remind me again, when things start opening up a little bit, what do you hope to be doing?
Yeah, so if hopefully the live venues start opening up, we want to start doing some shows ideally this spring, and they would be just island-based shows for the Kerri Tales. We'd start with that, and then this summer, if there are festival dates and things go forward, we'll try and get onto those as well on the island, or even the Lower Mainland potentially. But we're kind of looking for 2023 before we sort of consider doing more touring. Going to Europe potentially, or having Damien come here. Maybe both bands will kind of co-headline some shows, right. And work our way around the Lower Mainland. So I think, we'll take what we get for this year, I guess, if that makes sense, Nancy, sure. Whatever we can do. And then 2023, fingers crossed, we can do some more extensive performing.
Right. Yeah, if you get to Chilliwack, let me know, and maybe I can go and do a live when you're setting up, kind of do a live interview as you're setting up or something like that. That would be kind of fun.
That'd be cool. Yeah, well, we'll definitely let you know. Absolutely.
Now for the Kerri Tales, I know that you're on YouTube, Spotify, iTunes. I'm just reading here. I've got it all. I showed this at the beginning because I thought that's who I was going to be interviewing.
All right. Yeah.
And I'm going to have to change that beginning.
Yeah, no worries.
So people can contact you. I'll make sure I get all of this included for that band, and look forward to meeting all of them, right?
Perfect.
When the time comes. So, yeah, well, I appreciate you doing this. I'm probably going to be a little shorter than I thought it was going to be because, again, just so the audience know, and I was expecting to interview the band, but something, they work schedules didn't work out for them. It's just what happens. But I hope to have them on again. Not again. I hope to have them on soon. So that's the plan, right?
Perfect, Nancy. Yeah, let us know. We'll get a date figured out, and yeah, we can get something organized, and hopefully everyone's schedules. Sometimes they float around a bit because they contract and things. So yeah, we'll try and make it work for sure.
Sure. Okay. In the meantime, I want to thank the audience for watching, and I'm going to put some information up so that they'll know where to find your bands. Okay. Well, I'll work on first the Kerri Tales. I'll put that information up, and
sounds great. Yeah.
Yeah. And thank you for doing this, and thank you everybody for watching the show. Stay safe and be fun, and peace out.
Thanks, Nancy.
A sense of community, Chilliwack's a place to be. A sense of community where you're free. Rolling through the mountains, rolling through the valley, rolling through paradise with me. It's multicultural, you're sure to see it all. Chilliwack's the place to be, you'll see. Come party in the park, go dancing after dark. Chilliwack's the place to be, you'll see.